2025. I would like to remind everyone that our meetings are web streamed. With that, I call the January 9th, 2025 Special Haldeman Norfolk Health and Social Services Advisory Committee meeting to order. Disclosures of pecuniary interest. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Additions to the agenda. Are there any additions to the agenda? None. Thank you. Staff report 3.1, Social Services and Housing. 3.1.1 HSS-24059. Proposed 2025 Haldeman Norfolk Shared Services Operating Budget. The report is being presented by Senior Financial Analyst Michael Vansicle. Michael, I'm sorry, I don't see you on the screen. Is somebody introducing Michael? Thank you.
I'm here. I can introduce myself, I guess. Thank you, Chair Bentley. I'm just going to share my screen here. And if someone could just let me know that that's seen.
That's up, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Chair Bentley. Good morning, Advisory Committee members. This will be fairly quick, and I'm just going to briefly go through some slides of the shared services budget, and then I'll open up to questions at the end. So this report, along with the supporting appendix, provides committee members with the proposed 2025 operating budgets for shared health and social services programs between the two counties. This includes Ontario Works, Children's Services, and Housing Services programs. The health unit budget included was prepared before the dissolution of the Haldeman Norfolk Board of Health. As per the report, Norfolk will be presenting a health unit budget next week with their operating budget, and Haldeman will be working with Grand Area Public Health for their budget. For social and housing services, referred to as the shared services summary, the total proposed levy increase is $1,329,900 or 18.5%. The cost share for this impact is $211,800 for Haldeman County and $1,118,100 for Norfolk County. So the first department I'll be discussing today is Ontario Works. The request is for an increase of $70,000 or 3.1%. The Ontario Works program is overseen by the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services. Administration costs are funded at 50% to a capped allocation. Employment-related costs are funded at 100%, also to a capped allocation. And all other program costs or client benefits are funded at 100%. Municipal costs are determined based on the location of the client. The ministry has provided additional funding for the program, the first increase since 2018. This has helped keep the levy request at a lower impact for the 2025 budget year. The largest levy driver this year is the anticipated increase in employment-related costs, affecting Haldeman only, whereas in the 2024 budget, the opposite occurred for the Norfolk side. Caseload numbers forecasts are provided by the ministry and are estimated to increase by 11% in 2025. The cost share calculation is completed based on the most recent information, with Haldeman's forecasted share increasing by 0.51% for 2025. The next department is Children's Services. The requested increase is $180,600 or 55.6%. The programs offered in Children's Services fall within the scope of the Ministry of Education. The new funding formula for $10 a day childcare has drastically shifted the financial burdens of all three levels of government. At the local level, nearly a 50% increase is required. However, a matching 50% increase in funding from upper levels of government has been committed. This investment has significantly increased the childcare operating budget. It should be noted to committee that while funding and requirements from the ministry have significantly increased, staffing is being reduced to help offset the required levy impact. This municipal cost share is based on the location of the center for most expenses and the location of the child for fee subsidy, and has shifted towards Norfolk County by 1.48% for 2025. And the final department that we have is Housing Services, which is overseen by the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. Their requested increase is $1,079,300 or 23.2%. Administration costs continue to be 100% levy funded, with any available program funds used to offset the levy. Housing providers' operating budgets are also levy funded, with mortgage costs funded by the federal government. And programs outside of that remain 100% funded by the provincial government. The previously approved levy contribution for a new build in Delhi and the repair and renewal of Haldeman Norfolk Housing Corporation assets drive the required increase. Note that those two items are for Norfolk County only, as Haldeman County Council approves their own capital items for HNHC. If we exclude the CAI, the base request is a 4% levy ask. This is driven largely by reduced program funding, where a portion could be used to offset levy administration costs. Housing Services has cut administration budgets where possible to reduce the levy burden, as can be seen on page 10 of the appendix, from a 0.4% reduction in base expenditures. The cost share for housing is based on the location of housing provider units and has shifted towards Haldeman County by 0.8%. So this concludes my presentation, and staff would be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation today. Do we have questions this morning? Sorry, Member Van Passen, did you have your hand up?
No, just adjusting the volume a little bit there.
I do apologize. Does anybody have any questions? Seeing none, thank you very much for your report today. And may I have a motion to accept the recommendations that report HSS 24059, proposed Haldeman Norfolk shared service budget be received as information, and that the levy supported amounts for social services and housing, Appendix A, be endorsed for the inclusion of 2025 levy supported operating budget for Norfolk County. Have a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Duffy, seconded by Councillor Van Rishi. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you very much. With that, can I have a mover to adjourn this meeting, please? Moved by Councillor Van Passen, seconded by Councillor Duffy. All those in favor? This meeting is adjourned at 9:38 a.m. Thank you, everyone. Nice to see everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
New
Have
Year.
a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Dan.
Bye.